For today's flow, I'd like you to start seated on the floor. You can sit cross-legged or sit on bended knees, whatever is more comfortable for you. We're going to start by engaging the breath, and then we're going to work on a range of motion in our arms and shoulders before we get on to those excellent strengthening exercises. So first thing we're going to do is take a great big inhale, fill up the chest and the belly with air, and push that air back out. We want to use our breath to give us as much strength as possible, so it's important that we're being fully engaged and using every breath to its fullest potential. So we're going to take 3-4 breaths, deep breaths at your own pace. Right here, just feeling the strength and the energy coming from our breath. Relaxing the shoulders, bringing them away from the ears. Getting tall in the spine, reaching the crown of head up towards the ceiling. And feeling the power coming from that breath. Now I want you to, on your next inhale, just relax the arms, and I want you to shrug the shoulders up high. Feel the engagement in those muscles. And exhale, release, and feel the release in the neck, shoulders, and back. Two more times here. To your own breath. Now we're going to take our next inhale and we're going to reach the arms out to the side and up to the sky. Arms above the head and eyes gazing up at the fingertips. Always pulling the shoulders down the back while we reach the hands up. And on the next inhale, lowering the arms. Should already feel the circulation starting. And one more big deep breath to reach those arms up. And bringing them back down. Okay, now I want you to move into a tabletop position. And we are going to do our cat-cow to get a deeper range of motion and activation in the arms and the upper back. On that first inhale, really deep, fill up the belly and let the back bend as we gaze up at the ceiling. And on the exhale, rolling, arching the back, tailbone points towards the floor, and the neck releases. Continue this to your own breath. Getting a little deeper into the stretch on every exhale. And come back to center, neutral spine, tuck the toes under, and push the hips up to the ceiling into a downward dog position. Remembering to point the sit bones up to the sky. Feel the lengthening in the back of the legs. They don't have to be straight, but they do have to be working. So feel the activation in the tops of the thighs and the quad muscles, and a deep stretch in the hamstrings and the back of the calves. And while we do all of that, I want you to remember to be strong in the shoulders, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, rotating the elbows in towards the head, and keeping the arms strong and working. This is not a resting pose, this is a working pose. Using lots of muscles to hold up our body weight on these 4 points. And on your next exhale, come down. We'll rest in a child's pose. Taking this opportunity to stretch out the shoulders and upper back, so reaching far forward, reaching. And when you've gotten as far as you can reach, resting and breathing. 3 nice deep breaths here. And bringing the hands back up under the shoulders. Walking back into our tabletop, and we're going to go back into that downward dog. So making sure the hands are right under the shoulders, tucking the toes, and pushing those hips up and back. This time in our downward dog, once we've gotten all of our muscles engaged and strong, we're going to step the hands out just a little bit, maybe 1 inch to each side, and we are going to do a couple of push-ups in this position. Remember to keep these muscles strong and engaged and working. We're going to go downwards on our inhale and push back up using the force of our exhale. Okay? And down, inhale. The range of motion is small, but it is strong and it is effective. And 1 more. Feeling the power in that breath. And we're going to do one last one here to prove our strength. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back down into that child's pose and resting again for 2 to 3 breaths. You can put your arms behind you for a different kind of stretch in the neck and in the shoulders. And bringing the hands back under the shoulders, walking back out into that tabletop position with a neutral spine, finding neutral for you. And this time, we are going to push up again, but we're going to add a little extra work for the back. So we're going to take our right knee, pull it into our chest, and as we extend the leg behind us using the low back and the glutes, we are going to push down into a push-up and push back up. And we'll switch legs to our left leg. Left knee comes into the chest and extends behind us as we push down into another push-up. We'll do 3 more on each side. Move to your own breath. Last one on each side. Excellent. And we'll just sit back on our heels. Take a little rest here. Stretch out the backs of the shoulders. That was a lot of push-ups we just did. Really controlling our body and using our breath to maximize those exercises. And we have one last one. We're going to do a dolphin pose. This can be challenging, so I want you to go at your own pace. And if you want to just try it in the lower stages, I'll let you know what's a good way to get started. And then you can progress as you feel comfortable. So the first thing we're going to do is in our tabletop position, we're going to put our hands face down on the floor. And I want you to use your hands and just grab your elbows. That's how you know how far away you want your elbows to be to give you the most stability and strength in your shoulders. And then we'll put our hands facing upwards on the mat. And with your forearms stuck to the mat, rotate and then put your hands down. So you get a little stick and a little grip in the forearms. This is really helpful in order for giving you a strong base in your pose. But even though you have this strong base, don't forget about how important it is to engage the muscles in the back, in the arms, and in the shoulders. From here, you tuck your toes again, like a downward dog, but we're going to push the hips up and keep the weight in the arms. So if you feel like this is a strenuous pose, I want you to stay here and work on engaging the shoulders, arms, and back. If you're ready to progress, if this feels okay for you, push those hips up into the sky. Feel the weight in the upper body. Again, if this feels good, stay here. If this feels like this is a good place for you to work, continue to feel strength. And if you're ready to continue with the progression, slowly walk those feet up towards your hands, one step at a time, and eventually moving into an elbow stand. But for us, we're going to stay in dog. So from here, if you want to go one more step, you can bring the leg, one leg in the air, slowly and controlled. And if you do one leg, you must do the other leg. Lots of control there. And coming back down onto the knees. And resting again in child's pose. And slowly coming back up into our cross-legged position. We're going to do one last stretch to relieve some of that tension we've created in the upper mid-back and in the shoulders. So we'll take our right arm up in the sky, our left arm down low, meet them in the middle, connect the elbows, and wrap the hands around each other for eagle arms. Once you get here, this could already be enough of a stretch for you, but if you feel like you could go a little further, I want you to start moving the elbows and forearms up and away from the chest. This is a very deep, very intense stretch for between and underneath the shoulder blades. So move nice and slow. Use your exhale to go deeper into the breath, deeper into the stretch. And after 3 or 4 breaths, releasing, rolling it out. And this time, taking the left up and the arm and the right arm down, connecting the elbows and grabbing onto the hands and doing the very same thing. Stay here if that's a deep enough stretch for you, or if you're ready to move on, moving the forearms up and away from the chest. And releasing. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed your upper body strengthening flow. Have a great day.